So here we go, guys. We have the suggestions passed to the developers over here in the forum, and I wanted to talk about some that I think we really need right now in the game. We start off of this one made by Roberta Morgan, the B-52D Stratofortress. Peace in our profession. This is basically the big belly one that can carry a little bit more payload for carpet bombing. It was used mainly in Vietnam, but in general, I wanted to say that, large bombers like the B-52 need to be added. I think they're going to be added. According to the leaks, they are working on ideas on how to implement aircraft such as this. And for now, we have to just wait, right? But it would be very cool to have this aircraft. It would be very easy to kill it if it's not properly implemented. So I understand why they take time to add such a thing, but still, it is interesting that we don't have yet these Cold War bombers like this, right? So for sure, we need to have something like this. So as you see, it has 8 PW engines, J57s, around what, 6,000 kilograms, I think. Pounds of thrust, it's more or less, right, 6,000 each, so 60 kilonewtons each, I think. So yeah, 8 of them. The speed is not that slow for such a big aircraft, 1,027 kilometers per hour. The range is, of course, without aerial refueling, 8,000 miles. So yeah, it goes very far. 15 kilometers of altitude maximum. It's the service ceiling, right? The service ceiling, if you don't know, it's something that normally, at least in civilian aviation, I don't know about military, but I would imagine that it's the same. It's basically the max ceiling of an aircraft that it can still climb with 100 feet per minute of a climb. So it has a little bit more, but not by much. So this is normally what a service ceiling is measured by, okay? And a maximum gross weight of 450,000 pounds, which is, my God, right? So yeah, it's an aircraft that I still believe it should come. I think in the right BR, we have a service ceiling that it's pretty high up, more than 10 kilometers over here. It can be an aircraft that, with the right BR, will be hard to kill. But it has to have the right BR, even if it's very low. Remember, we're not having BRs to differentiate times and anything like that. We have those to differentiate, the actual performance in battle of these aircraft and tanks and whatnot, right? So yeah, the next one was made by iMatty01, the Cop and Echels, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. Effect for helicopters. Basically, there is an effect when you are in dusty situations or especially sand-filled situations that because of the rotor blades and something that they have in the wingtips, that basically create a similar-ish effect to something grinding on metal to the sand, and creates this amazing, very weird effect. So it looks like it's even fake, it's kind of weird of how weird it is. But yeah, he's basically suggesting that we see this type of effect when we have a helicopter in a dusty situation with sand. I don't think we have these types of situations too much, but it can happen, especially in a desert map, of course, when you are trying to land. Darker situations, it would be easier to see, of course, and obviously sandstorms, stuff like that would obviously be, better for that. But anyway, it would be interesting to see. I don't know how they would implement this directly, but that's up to Gaijin. But it's very, very cool, and of course, they accepted this into the, consideration of the devs, so which is pretty cool. The next one is a tracking nuclear strike for the data of the player. It was made by Polydance, and basically he's suggesting here that, for example, the vehicle that you activated, or you got the most point, or you jumped out to be able to use the nuke, and you did use the nuke with, you would have basically a count of how many nukes did you actually explode with that vehicle in the stat cards, you know, of the Varpars over here, apparently. But yeah, the thing that shows the stats of the vehicles and stuff, right? Forgot the name, but you get the idea, right? So depending on how many nukes you got, it would appear so on the right side over here, which is pretty cool. I think it would be an interesting thing. And the last one is the Boolean operators for War Thunder Live search made by Tomasco21. Basically, what he's saying over here is that we need, like, for example, an AND operator or SHOR operator when you are searching for stuff in War Thunder Live. Why is that? It would basically be an easier way of you researching a camouflage. For example, if I want a specific camouflage, for example, for the F-16, you know, but I want one for Italy. If I search this in the camouflages over here, it would actually, you know, bring everything that has the tag F-16 and everyone that has the tag Italy. So, for example, I don't care about the firearms. I was looking for an Italian F-16, right? And, I mean, it's appearing some of them, but look at this. It's for the Italians, you know, so it's not really what I wanted, right? So if you had an or and over here, for example, F-16 and Italy, you know, those two tags need to be there for us to actually find. It would be easier and actually faster. It's almost useless for you to actually research. I mean, you can use the filters over here and yeah, it works, but it would be just a little bit easier. And I think it's a good, you know, very easy way of dealing with this type of search and everything, right? So yeah, very, very cool no matter what. So this was it basically. Okay, guys, nothing too crazy. I know there are other vehicles out there, but these are the ones that I think should be added as soon as possible, like I always do each month. You know, I pick some of them to be the ones that I say, oh my god, we need them right now. So yeah, we had, you know, the Kafir TC over here, many props and everything, and some tanks and everything. So yeah, I will leave this in the description for you to check it out. But in a general sense, these are the ones that I think that were suggested by players that were passed to the developers for consideration in March 2025 that I think need to be added ASAP. Okay, so I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see you.